going to forget a game from 3 days ago. He knows what went wrong. He knows what he can change up. So, and he's a smart enough player to do that, of course.
Yeah, of course you can, and on top of that, you can never count a player the caliber of Arthur out. I mean, he did, for example, beat Stardust in ESET Masters 2013, and he finished first in that competition. So you know, there's always kind of this cautiousness or maybe even a fear to a certain degree that surrounds the Korean players whenever you go up versus them. Now Tefel is a very competent player himself, so as I said, that's going to be probably the most interesting match. If I had to take a pick, I'd say Tefel and Arthur will probably advance from the group. I don't expect any surprises there. Let's take a look at this game, however. We're going to have Command Center first, probably coming out of Noname, seeing as he did pull that SCV from the ramp as soon as he built the supply depot, so his minerals are right now starting to pile up. And there's the 14 pull from Tefel. I mean, I have casted I don't know how many games of this guy. He never opens with a 15 hatch against Terran, never ever, even not on maps like Alterzim and Frost. He never goes hatch first, he always goes 14 pool. And I think this is because if he sees Command Center first, he can punish that with earlier aggression, because he does have the pull down faster, and if he sees a normal opening, then you know, no loss for him and he just continues his build. At least this is the way I understand it. So let's see if he wants to go for a little bit of a push here or a poke with the pull finishing. He does see the opening of his opponent right now.
Yeah, he does start a Queen up straight away here. He starts an Overlord as well. Okay, so we'll just keep an eye on what he wants to do once that Overlord pops, whether he does make any lings or whether he doesn't. I mean, it might just be that he takes this as an opportunity to just, you know, straight up play gases and get a third base very quickly. And doing an extractor trick to make another drone suggests that he probably isn't going to make any Zerglings, because if he was, he would have wanted to make them ASAP, and more drones coming up here, so not going to look to punish. But it definitely was an opportunity. I mean, Lings, the first Ling could be finishing, you know, just a few seconds ago. The first Marine's on the way out. If you have 4 more Lings to follow up, it's pretty realistic that you could do some damage.
Yeah, you could definitely. I mean, it's going to be quite some time before the wall is up here for the Terran players, so if Tefel were to decide to run a couple of Lings in there, but you know, now that the Marines will start coming out, it would be kind of risky and also kind of useless for him just to throw away 100 or 200 minerals, because the Marine most likely you know, is not going to die by that time the Lings would have gotten over there. There would have been more Marines, so Tefel is just going to get another set of Queens here. He'll have 4 and maybe even start getting more once he gets his third base. He is moving out with that drone, and he is going to be taking the gold base as his next expansion here.
Yeah, this is really cool. I really like this. Now, the one thing you've got to remember here is he going to be able to defend this? Because Hellions are going to be out on the very soon. So he needs to start getting his creep over there. And, you know, he's only just getting his first gas now, so his speed is a long way away. Now, what I do expect to see from him is just no speed, just go straight to roaches.
Exactly. And it would line up very well with his style of play, which is based around Roach Hydra armies. In all matchups, actually, like he almost never goes mutas. So, you know, if he puts down his Roach Warren reasonably quickly, and he is taking a second gas at his natural as well, and a third one in his main base, so he could go into Roaches if he puts down a Roach Warren right now, which he's not doing that just yet, and he's not queuing up. I don't think he'll be queuing up speed neither for the Lings. So I don't know, the first Hellions are leaving the factory right now. They are going to encounter these Lings, and that should trigger a reaction from Tefel, at least a little bit. He's going to, well, one Ling is going to survive.
So interesting. He's made a Widow Mine with this. One Widow Mine, one Hellion, and he switches his factory away from the reactor. He is going to go bio because he's already got a engineering bay on the way here.
And Stim.
And yeah, he's got Stim as well, of course. And he's just going to harass with a single Hellion. I don't know where he's going to take this mine. He's actually going to take his mine and plant it as though...
he expects... Yeah, he expected a third base to be there, and he's like, hold never mind, I'll just bury it there anyways.
Well, it's there to block, but he has no idea that it's actually on the gold base. So this is actually really bad for Noname.
No,
he
he
doesn't know what's
knows.
up.
He knows.
No,
He does have the watchtower. He sees the creep
Oh,
there.
okay. But only just recently, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So he's just using that mine to block the fourth base. You know, if this was if Tefel had taken his gases a bit earlier and taken his third base a little bit later, this could have blocked the third base for a little while. But as it stands, of course, no real effect. I like the fact Tefel invests in spore cores in case of banshees, but also in case more mines come out.
And I think right now he's just waiting for a little bit more gas to queue up his Glio Reconstitution. He's already getting his 1-1 for the roaches, the missile attacks, and the carapace upgrade. You don't need as many drones for the gold base because you mine more minerals per trip with those gold patches right there. So he doesn't actually need necessarily to build more drones right now. Noname is going to take his gold expansion as well, leveling the playing field here in terms of income. Actually, one-upping Tefel a little bit, since if he starts muling this location right now, then he'll have a higher income than the Zerg player. His Stimpack is finishing right now, though, as it will be his 1-1 upgrades. He already has the armory on the way. He wants to go quickly into 2-2. Let's see how the medevacs are doing. A little bit of a supply block, but first two medevacs are queued up. And he will start to molest Tefel a little bit once those medevacs are out.
Yeah, you know, the thing I love the most about taking this gold base early as a Zerg player, well, actually hold that thought, because we do have a few roaches coming in to deny the mine on Noname's gold. He just doesn't quite have enough units to really challenge that for now. It's a nice little move by Tefel here, and he's already spreading creep with overlords to try and extend how quickly he can push across the map. But what I was just about to say is, you know, the earlier you take this third base as a gold, you know, if you defend the Hellions, then there's not going to be any pushes coming for you until about 11 minutes. And, you know, Tefel's already had a whole bunch of minerals coming off of this gold base. So, you know, later in the game, this base becomes harder to hold. So getting use out of it now is really nice for him. And you can see...
you can see his supply shooting just way above the Terran player. He is pretty much 50 supply up right now. If he doesn't get supply blocked, he will be maxed very, very quickly here. His income is 2,000 minerals per minute. That is ridiculously high. And if we take a look at the army size, as we do have the engagement over here right now, he is doubling his opponent in army size. He will drive this force away, probably taking out the tank here as well. And pretty much, well, the gold base of the Terran player is